Hi, this is Kelly and Sandy, and we're living by the clock. So today we went to Walmart to get our groceries for the next week and a half. And because, you normally live with a refrigerator that's got plenty of space, we have a very small refrigerator. Very small amount of space to work with here. So what we've done is we bought things that are going to last us as cold and canned boxed food as well. And what I do is I go through everything, and then we're going to break it all down and put it all into its own personal bags. One, this keeps everything fresh, and it helps condense down the size, because we all do know half of this is just air. The boxes take up more space than anything else. What we do is we like to get chicken, maybe pork, sometimes steak. So this right here is going to be at least 4 meals. So we'll take these out of its package, and we'll put them in their own separate little bags, along with things like carrots that we like to eat a lot with our snacks. Cheeses go with our wraps that we do. Also, we will take the lettuce, go ahead and chop that up and clean it, so whenever we're ready for a salad on the go, I can just easily come back here and start chefing it up and making sure that we have really healthy and inexpensive, but yet very flavorful lunches and dinners. Up top, we have our cooking water. So we use this distilled water to cook and make our coffees, boil pastas, boil rice. Obviously, we love our scented wipes. These things help us keep things clean, because obviously we do not have a dish pan or anything to wash everything with. Paper towels are always a great thing as well. If you watched our last video, we showed you how we pack our truck. So I've got the kitchen up here. Also, we keep lots of water. Gotta stay hydrated. Some people use their closet for just a closet. We use our closet. We pretty much use every bit of space in this truck. Because I don't like to do dishes again, we do have plastic forkwares, spoons, knives, paper plates, etc.
Tell them that we'll come back and show you everything.
What I'm going to do is not waste your time, but I'm going to go ahead and bag all this stuff up and put it in its rightful place and show you how I've gotten everything in its space. So, living by the clock, Kelly and Sandy, catch you in a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, now we're finishing up doing our porks and chickens, and Kelly does not like touching raw meat, so I have to do it. But we figured out the best way to do it is do it with the gloves, and all we do is we open it up, and then we put what we were going to do for each meal into bags. And I do it on these Walmart bags to make it real easy for cleanup afterwards. All we got to do is plop them into a trash bag and call it a day. So we do 1, 2, 3, and 4. That'll be 1 meal for both Kelly and I. And the next batch
And then we turn around and do the same thing with the pork.
But the beauty is all of that huge container now just went down to this very, very little space. So we're completely maximizing all of our space in our mini fridge. So all that little chicken was just in there. And we did the same thing with our vegetables. We put all our vegetables in one container just to make it real easy. And the green beans, and also our yogurt as well. So we took that from this and made it real easy like that. It's just maximizing the space that you have, and as Kelly has said, we have very, very little. So I'm gonna finish this up, and then we'll give you a little sneak peek of back when everything's done, okay?
So, knowing that we have such little space and we need to utilize all that we have and to make sure to keep our food as fresh as possible, again, we went and put everything in its bags. So the meats will be stored up top, because that is the coldest spot in our refrigerator. So we have chickens, pork chops. All that's going to stay right here, and we're going to basically leave it by itself. That way it stays fresh, stays away from everything else, because I am kind of a raw meat freak. And I'm going to place that into our fridge, leaving enough space on the top so we're not overpowering the motor, so that everything else does get cooled down. So like I said, I put my yogurt in a bag because that container is just way too large and it takes up way too much space. Same thing, you know, you have this big bulky can of nuts and a bag. Here we have our dry storage for our foods. So most of these things, the nuts, are snacks. Triscuits, again, box versus bag. Pastas. And my Chinese noodles I like with my salads, and I make a lot of stir fry, so they go really well with that. We put all of our canned goods into a container very similar to this one, and that will be up top as well. So again, this keeps our food very fresh by keeping it in the bags, and it keeps it from moving around, because again, once you're in a truck, things move all the time. So this pretty much stays very stationary. So I always pre-cut our lettuce. We put bags, holes in the bag. That way the lettuce doesn't wilt too quickly and it stays nice and fresh. Cheese, everything goes back in a bag that makes it smaller. We had a rotisserie chicken for lunch, so I went and took the juice. So this is going to make a really great dinner. I'm going to make a pot pie. We do like to cook a lot of good food on this truck, so it will all be yummy, yummy. So putting it in the fridge, I try to utilize what I take out the most and what I don't use the most. So the chicken's going to go there on the bottom. Veggies are going to stand up tall. And as you pack more in, you will find how much space you continuously have. I eat yogurt every morning, so that's going to be one of the last things that goes in. The cheese. So as you get, it's going to be packing it up and making sure that things aren't squishing together, things aren't pressing together so that they don't get rotten faster. What I do with the vegetables I haven't used for cutting yet is I made kind of like a little hammock bag here. So the cucumber will be here. And now these things will only be in here for maybe a day or two before I start cutting into them. And once they're cut into, they'll go into the fridge. Hence, like this. Even our leftovers. Last night I made pasta with vegetables and we just roll it up into the bag. Again, space is the biggest thing that we have to keep up with, is making sure we have enough space so that we can have enough food, so we can eat enough healthy foods and have a really good life. So I will show you this when I'm done, but be back in a second. Alright, so living by the clock, this is how we get our groceries taken care of. Nice healthy looking fridge there, keeping our waters cold. Nothing is cramped, nothing is stacked too high, too close together. Everything is going to stay fresh, and it's going to be great. So see you next time, and I'll cook you some dinner.
Check y'all out later.
Bye.